So it makes it a pretty strong ancient, basically. It sets its max HP to 1800, though, I believe. So no matter which ancient creep you take, it'll have 1800 health. And then, obviously, one of the things that we saw in this patch is some of the ancient creeps got a buff. Specifically, the
5 seconds.
what's the one that has the frenzy? I can't remember which one that's called.
That is the Thunderhide.
Thunderhide, yes. The Thunderhide got some serious love. It is going to be the Terrorblade here for 4 Zoomers, one of the other Sammy Boy classics, and they paired up with a Lich.
Yeah, no, this one's interesting. Lich is a little bit of an interesting change as well. I think they buffed one of his talents with his Frost Blast. They gave him the Frost Spire with his Aghanim Shard, which allows you to create a small pillar that slows people a little bit. And let's Chain Frost bounce to it if there's no other units nearby. So you have better solo pickoff potential with that thing. It doesn't seem amazing, but it's all right when you've got nothing else to go, I suppose.
I think to me it depends on the cast range. If it has decent cast range and you can like plant it in front of you and then like frost shield it and have like a massive AoE slow in the center of a fight, it could be a problem. Ooh, Fear Gyrocopter into the Terrorblade. I like this pick a lot.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I don't like Gyrocopter against the Terrorblade. I think Terrorblade is going to outscale it, but no, I said the same thing last game about the Clinks. I think they just could take some crazy team fight here. The Gyrocopter is really good against the rest of the heroes on 4 Zoomer here, though. You can clear up the illusions from Shadow Demon, clear up all the creeps here from Beastmaster. Deal with Lich on the back line pretty well. Sammy Boy's going to have his work cut out for him. I think Zoomers, they're drafting themselves into a little bit of a corner. They need a hero other than Sammy Boy that can pump out some damage here.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Gunner, right? He has several heroes still available. They spent most of the time banning out Sammy Boy. So plenty of mid lane options here. His Storm Spirit, his Ember, his Invoker. Likely to see his Invoker here. I think that's what they're going to be banning. His Storm and Invoker, most likely, just because you cannot give them the Alacrity Terrorblade here, I don't think. It's just too much. And Quaswex Invoker should do more than enough here as far as making space and contributing to the team fights.
I don't think you'd be that afraid of giving up the Invoker, to be honest with you. I don't think that's what they're going to ban out here. I'm not sure what else they get rid of at the same time, though.
Void Spirit, maybe. I think if Zoomers are going to ban the Void Spirit here, if I had to guess. DNM has had a pretty good time. They banned Zeus. Okay, of course, against the Terrorblade, you need to ban that hero. We've seen how much damage that hero can do, especially earlier today. Oh my God, Thunder Predator, Leo style. Just popping off on that hero.
Died 4 times at the start, and it didn't really matter. I mean, he just ended up doing way too much in the end. So another heavy magical damage hero probably going to be banned out next. They've got they're lacking a little bit of frontline here on Sadboys. They've got decent initiation, but I've seen that that's something PPD doesn't really believe in as much. He tends to get favorable jumps on the enemy team and doesn't really have a dangler.
Yeah, you're right.
No dangling, not as much dangling from PPD.
Yeah, not as much dangling. You could see the Viper do it. I think at this point we kind of are safe to assume this is going to be the offlane Viper as opposed to DNM Viper, but he does definitely play it. I've seen DNM play Viper already in this tournament, so I think that's what they're debating on. They banned the Pangolier.
Yeah. Kunkka potentially picked up here on Sadboys.
I think it's going to be DNM Viper. I think they're just going to pick a solid offlane into the Terrorblade at this point. Like Underlord is a decent pick here.
I mean, Earth Spirit and Viper have decent kill potential together, right?
Yeah.
Playing getting out of the lane. All you really need is a little bit of extra stun and slow, and Earth Spirit provides both those things.
Oh, DNM Puck. Okay. You were right, sir.
The offlane as well. It could go either place. It really depends on what 4 Zoomers is going to pick up here, right?
Yeah, the mid lane, you need to pick something that can shut down potentially both of these heroes. Now, Gunner, he has a lot of iconic heroes that he can still pick. His Void Spirit and Ember Spirit still in the pool, and Void Spirit doesn't seem that bad, honestly.
No. Yeah, Void Spirit against the Puck, against the Earth Spirit here. I think that AoE silence would go a long way.
Yeah, it's just too good. There's too much spell damage that can come out from him early on, and then on top of it, it gives for sure catch to the Puck. You know, it's not safe with the Yules anymore. So now they're probably debating, okay, is going to be DNM Puck. Yeah, I think this is for sure the pick. And I love this time they pair the Shadow Demon with the Terrorblade, so he has a save. Whereas last game, we see Sammy just crumble under the damage of Sadboys with no hope of turning a fight around as that Naga Siren. And this time might be different.
Yeah. We'll have to see, though. I'm excited for this game. Of course, it goes to game number 3 with the Boomers against the Zoomers.
Couldn't have it any other way, Neph. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Both these teams trying to get that top 2. But whichever team loses does not have an easy match ahead of them by any means, as they're going against Thunder Predator in the lower bracket finals tomorrow morning. So this is going to be an amazing series. Super excited here for game number 3.
Yeah. This Void Spirit, you're going to have to shut him down. He is the solution to a lot of the things on Sadboy. He's also going to be your initial lockdown. I mean, gapping the distance, allowing Brax to get on top of the gyrocopter and get that roar off. I do think they have a couple things going for them here because how the patch worked and they changed around the Satanic and the Sanjin Yasha. You can't really stack that status resistance anymore. It makes Roar and Beastmaster a little bit more effective. You would almost always go the Sanjin Yasha and Satanic build on Gyrocopter, and he just heal himself back up. Now in 7.28, I don't think you can get away with that anymore.
Not at all. The status resistance build is definitely not as viable, and multiple types of Sanj status resistance do not stack anymore. So your only hope is like Titan Sliver and a Sanj and Yasha, right? And that's about it. Because I don't think there's any other forms of status resist besides Sanj now, right? Nothing was added on a new item, was it?
It was the Giant's Ring, right? And there's a status resistance reduction of what cloak was that? There was some sort of cloak released.
Some sort of cloak released. I have no idea. Oh, that's the ceremonial cloak on tier 3.
Thank you. There was several cloaks added.
Yeah,
it is winter.
3 cloaks. Yeah, you're right. And then there's also the Trickster cloak, which is actually really cool tier 4 item. Have yet to see it in game. I think this thing is amazing.
Yeah, it was a robe, not a cloak. My bad. Shows what I know about fashion.
Dude, I really want to see a Giant's Ring in game at some point. I think this item is going to be the funniest thing ever. All right.
Yeah, I want to see a Giant's Ring on a Doom, especially with like
Ooh, Husky just walks up into the boys. Missile's going to come out as well. He's kind of run to his team. Ocean has the disruption to save him, but do you even have the ability to fight this? Gunner is here. Husky throws out the blast, but it doesn't matter. First blood going to DNM's Puck. Probably the worst case scenario here. And Boulder comes out, stunning up Gunner. They're going to be able to get 3 of the 4 bounty runes.
Not looking good for the Zoomers already. Down a kill, down a extra bounty rune, or 2 bounty runes rather. And
Fear? Yeah, you don't want to be near Ocean here. You're gonna have to walk all the way back. I think Ocean's just gonna force him to walk all the way to the lane because he has disruption. Oh, they're just gonna turn on him and try and kill him instead. Gets the boulder perfectly timed into the missile. Can't get the disruption. Instead of forcing him to back, just get the kill, I guess. Oh, baby.
This will put them at kind of low mana at the start, unfortunately, but I think they'll just send himself out of clarity with all that extra gold he has got, lining his pockets, the bodies of 4 Zoomers there.
Yeah, that's pretty value if you ask me.
Yeah. Mid lane, take a look at this one. Gunner, unfortunately, wasn't part of any of... Puck ended up getting a kill under his belt there. Gunner with absolutely nothing. He got a bit of XP from the ward being picked off there by Lich. 25 going his way, but definitely much better off.
Yeah, I mean, DNM should have a pretty good time on the Puck, at least for the beginning of the game. Nice waning rift there. He wants to get that range creep. He's not going to get it. Nice play by DNM.
This guy's just getting more and more powerful with each match, man.
Dude, he's a great player.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Ocean takes down Fear's carrier. Ooh. We're playing battleships now?
Item carrier.
Yeah.
PPD ends up getting disrupted, so he can't really continue to chase Ocean here. Doesn't have boots of speed either, so can't walk him down as Ocean has his.
A little bit static in the lanes, though, it seems. Not a lot of dueling, just kind of avoiding the fight here. Undying bottom lane can just zone out this disruptor, this Shadow Demon for a while, and Beastmaster can't really contest the gyro on these camps as a result of the Undying, right? So it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, I think things will pick up in the top lane once you're level 2 on snaking. That's exactly what happens just now.
He's taking a lot of damage on Husky. I don't know. I mean, there's not much you can do. He's got the 2 points in the Viper Strike poison attack. Mid lane, Gunner almost dies. He's got a Fairy Fire, no mana on the puck, so he's kind of just baiting this out.
He really needs his bottle to show up. Both of them just playing this very dangerously. Puck doesn't have money for a bottle, unfortunately, with his double null build, but he does have...
Oh, the triple bottle into a TP from Husky. Oh, yeah. That feels good. Gunner topped off. I mean, DNM gets his... he just has Salve Mango coming out, so not going to have that bonus regen. Ocean gets a courier before dying. Or he didn't actually even die. I thought he was going to go down. PPD, there's no way to close the gap here. Not nearly as fast. You have extra movement speed. He's just going to go for the TP in the trees. It's a nice little drive-by ward as well.
The lane's recovered now on Gunner. In fact, he's zoning DNM out. Doing an awesome job. They had to play against him getting that initial kill. Top lane, you have to continue to be careful here on Husky. Like I talked about at the start, you have a lot of kill potential just with 2 points of the poison attack and the roll and the kick on Earth Spirit. Positioning is very important in this lane against these two. Viper's become a pretty strong off laner all of a sudden.
He really has, man. Like the early just rush earn gives you enough mana regen to kind of like use poison attack when you want to try and play really aggressively. And then, you know, the 2 points in poison attack just makes your hero incredibly strong. Speaking of which, Husky, he's only level 1 now on the Lich, just getting slapped down by a Boots, Orb of Venom, Earth Spirit, and he's just going to try and set up a kill here, I think, for Moo, but you are a flapping turtle. You are so slow on this hero. Snaking's just going to take it, I think.
Yeah. You're wasting your time here, Moo.
Yeah, I don't understand why Moo is coming all the way over here. Ocean? Oh, doesn't get the disruption. He tried. He TP'd in. He tried to save the boy.
All right, that's why Moo was coming in to assist if anyone was going to rotate onto Snake King. They had it planned all along.
Gunner also gets a bottled Invis rune, so more rune advantage going, or more bottle advantage going his way. Sadboys has meta in 13 seconds, but they're going to just dive. Nice block there from Husky. He wanted to just go ahead and try and get on top of that Terrorblade behind the tower. I mean, you can see those 5 points, or those 5 attacks from Poison Attack into that urn is a lot of damage. Sammy, he has the meta. He's going to lay into Moo. He's so slow. He did get his boots just delivered in time. One more Shadow Poison for Vision. Sadboys going to go down, or Sadboy will find the kill, rather, on to that Moo Viper. A big win for him. He gets the third, level 5 to the 3rd point in the Conjure Image. Oh, you watching DNM as well?
Yeah, the ghost.
The spooky ghost. Oh! They did reduce the attack rate on the ghost in this patch, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they went from 1 to 1.2, I think.
Unneeded Neph. DNM possibly going down if he didn't have it. No, I think it would have been
Yeah, it would have been fine. It was really funny, though.
Too close for comfort.
Ooh, he's going to come right down into a Remnant Gunner. He's got another Astral Step. DNM, he's dead. This is the level 6 of Void Spirit. That's one of the things that happens in this lane is whoever gets level 6 kind of has kill potential on the other, and Puck didn't hit it quite yet. Gunner able to stay in the lane rather than going for that bounty rune. Gets a whole extra wave of XP.
Yeah, and that also means he's going to get the power rune at 6 minutes in, so he's going to be nice and topped up as soon as Puck comes back.
Fear really deep bottom right now, taking a lot of slows from these boars. Will get missiled, but Ocean can start stacking up these poisons. There's going to be the disruption. You're not level 6 on Brax quite yet, but they are able to close the gap. Sorip coming out as well. All right, he'll be fine. What rune did he get? Oh, we got an illusion, but he just comes bottom. They don't have vision quite yet. DNM, nowhere to be seen, but Gunner perfectly hiding in the trees. Wants to get onto PPD. They will see him now. They know the Void Spirit's here. Snaking gonna roll on through. Doesn't connect, but he's gonna settle, I think, for the Undying here as he pops the illusion. He's out of mana. You got nothing left. They cannot get on this Undying, and he still has a Tombstone if they want to chase. There's gonna be the disruption just to dodge out that missile, but guess what? Here comes the Puck. He's got coil this time. Ocean, no way to get on out. Nice Waning Rift. He will find that kill. Gunner, unsuccessful rotation, ends up baiting his own team.
Yeah, And it's a bit of XP and gold going their way, but most of all, space. Space for and Gyro, or I guess Sammy Boy, despite the fact it ended up being a failed rotation. I mean, I liked what Gunnar did there. I mean, he saw the puck coming towards him. He knew he had Dream Coil up, so he just ended up popping the Astral Step. He didn't want to commit too heavily there in the bottom lane. I think he could have had one like through all the heroes down there, but he was worried about the rotation coming in from the puck, right?
Yeah. All right, Moo has a Fairies Trinket. This is so sick on Viper.
I think he'll...
No, I think you keep it on him. His spell damage, mana cost reduction, and 100 HP. I think that's pretty good on him. He does definitely the most spell damage of anyone in the game right now.
I mean, I think as soon as PPD sees you have it, he's going to force you to give it to DNM.
Yeah, maybe. Bottom lane call down force. The rotation coming in from Sammy Boy. They wanted to go for a roar here, but doesn't end up happening.
Okay, it looks like you might be right. He's still holding on to it. I'm sure PPD is at ample time to tell him to drop it.
They're gonna go ahead and swap Fear to the top lane. It is just Lich soaking this solo lane of experience, but Moo will finally commit and find this kill. Plenty of damage for those 4 points in the poison attack and the urn. Gunnar finds an arcane rune mid, level 8 now on the Void Spirit, so he has the 4 points in the Resonant Pulse. Some people I think we're maxing, most people I think we're maxing Dissimilate, but he's actually opting to go the Resonant Pulse build this time. Bottom lane, a dive. They're going for the Beastmaster, but he just gets gone on Moo. Evaporates him thanks to that Viper Strike.
And he's blown up as well. All these kills seem to be going the way of Sadboys. Actually missed that one down there in the bottom lane. Just trying to play far forward and aggressive onto the tower. It's only Beastmaster who's got tower taking potential. I mean, Sammy Boy does kind of have it if he pops his Metamorphosis, but he can also get blown up very easily by the Viper, Puck, or Gyrocopter. So these Zoomers, they have to be careful with their positioning. You mentioned this at the start, like they had to ban out Zeus if they're picking the Terrorblade just because he doesn't have enough HP, but they have so much magical damage between all the heroes they have regardless of not having that Zeus on Sadboys.
Yeah. All right, Husky top lane. He's been found, but TP's coming in immediately. He's going to go ahead and Sinister Gaze up that Earth Spirit. Call down coming in. Ocean going to get clipped by it for a moment, but Gunnar is here. DNM rotates over as well, drops the coil. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but DNM, you need to leave. A little bit time left on that Arcane Rune gives Gunnar so much more mana to work with, and he's on his way to that Yule Scepter, and he's going to have it pretty quick. He also has the Fairies Trinket, which I didn't notice.
Yeah, that was the last neutral item dropped there for Zoomers. Bottom lane, looks like Moo just sitting behind the tower, throws out the Nether Toxin onto the wave and forced to move all the way back here now on Zoomers. I mean, Brax, he's struggling to find much this game. Sitting at only 2.4k net worth. That's not normally where you see him.
Gunnar trying to bait DNM on this rune. I guess they're trying to bait each other. He does have a DD rune bottled. And it's going to be Snake King who just goes up here and secures that one. I mean, they'd love to get a roar play onto this Viper bottom, but your follow-up is pretty much just Gunnar's Void Spirit, right? They don't have the damage otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the damage in the first place. It's 20% magic resistance he has from his 3 points in Corrosive Skin, right? He's not maxing out Nether Toxin, so with all your damage being magical, the roar being magical, you're not bringing this guy down. The moment you commit onto him, PPD is going to TP down there. He's going to soul rip him. He's going to be back up to full in no time at all. They find the kill onto Ocean now as well. I mean, just taking these wins all over the map on Sadboys.
Snake King going for the roll deep into the trees there, but he's already TPing out. Just slowing down this tower push as much as possible, but it might cost them a tower mid. You do have Sammy Boy here who has level 4 meta Gunnar as well. Just going to go ahead. He has a Remnant available into Puck. I don't know about this one. You gotta be careful. There's the Yules into that Remnant, and he will drop a Tombstone pretty much right away, so they will just fully commit to make sure that this tower does not go down. Yeah.
But this really sucks for 4 Zoomers. I mean, they pop that Metamorphosis. They're pushing with that Catapult wave. They think they're at the very least going to get this mid-tower, but Sammy Boy is so afraid of this magical damage that he's forced to get back from any kind of commitment here from Sadboys.
They smoke
they're
and
gonna
rotate bottom, but PPD predicts it, man. He knows they're up here. He just pops the Flesh Golem, trying to run down Ocean. An offensive disruption comes out. Husky does have this Chain Frost, and Atos onto the Beastmaster. The silence. He needs to get a roar onto something, and finally finds the gyro, but the Magnetize just doing some serious work. A good two-man coil holding them in place, stuck inside of the Nether Toxin as well. There's the Viper Strike onto Gunner. He has an Astral Step, but he gets perfectly timed on the Siren. Sunder comes out from Sammy Boy trying to save him, but it's still not enough. The magic damage from Moo.
Oh, not enough points into that Shadow Poison in order to bring down Fear and Ocean. He gets the disruption off, so at the very least, DNM isn't going to kill him. But another win for Sadboys.
I mean, you did a lot of damage on this Terrorblade, but you know, at the end of the day, they're just a lot tankier currently on the side of Sadboys.
Yeah. At the moment they get on top of the Terrorblade, he'll just die. I mean, your team keeps on hemorrhaging kills, so you can find yourself some farm, but you've only gotten as far as this Yasha right now. I don't feel it's worth it. You need to get a BKB online somehow on Sammy Boy to be able to stand your ground and take these fights, right?
I mean, I'm assuming he's going to go Manta and then probably just IF Scotty. He's just going to go full stats, I think.
It's just straight Yasha BKB.
Oh, he is. Yasha BKB. You are right, Neph. So smart. Top lane, Ocean picked off once again. The combination of Snaking and DNM makes quick work of him. I mean, you're level 8 on the Earth Spirit already. This is what we said. Snaking, Earth Spirit, man. He has done so well in this tournament all game. Wow.
Oh, so well in this game.
What? Excuse me? My brain exploded? Nah, he's done so well in this hero all tournament. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, everyone.
But 4 points in a rolling boulder here. I mean, he wants to get himself level 10 pretty quickly. That extra gap closing ability you have from plus 325 rolling boulder distance just makes it very easy to catch up to any hero. I mean, with that, there's no way Gunner's able to get away from even with 2 charges in an Astral Step.
Wait a minute. Brax stole his Arcane Ring. Oh, that feels good. If you're Brax, you're very happy about that one. Just getting a free Arcane Ring on the Beastmaster. Oh, they are rotating everyone down here. The coil, they're like, hey, you still have Arcane Ring, we steal your life. DNM able to secure it. I love this Flesh Golem from Undying. It is the most K-Kona Flesh Golem I've ever seen.
I'm liking it a lot. PvD, he's really min-maxed his design on this one. But we talked about the potential counter to this Flesh Golem. If you get the disruption off on him, illusions of the Flesh Golem actually get the full benefit of that damage amp and slow it applies. So use that disruption, you hit the Gyrocopter, the Puck, the Viper. You end up pumping out a lot of damage here.
He did that in the last fight, actually, down here. You know, PPD, Flesh Golem ran in, and he waited on the disruption until the Flesh Golem came out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the 200 IQ play by Ocean.
All right, we see the Terrorblade closing on the BKB. I mean, he is top net worth, but you are the only one having a good game right now. Like, Brax's Beastmaster has just been completely neutered. You have level 1 Necro, and that is about it. Top lane Gunner does get the bounty rune and escapes. Very nice.
Sadboy certainly doing a good job of controlling the animal population this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moo, he's the most difficult target to go on. I'm not even sure they want it coming on to him, especially if they know that PPD's got his TP off of cooldown.
No, they just go for the roar. The Necro is there. Gunner able to follow him up with a nice remnant. They have the damage, it seems, and that's a huge kill. They need this one very badly. He's been the only reason this bottom tower is still alive. He has just sat here for the last like almost 8 minutes on the Viper because no one has felt confident enough to rotate down there. And they finally get themselves a big kill. A lot of experience, 500 between both Brax and Gunner there.
I unfortunately cursed him.
Yeah,
not for me. I mean, Earth Spirit, he thought about TPing down there, ended up canceling it afterwards. Just knew, all right, they're already on top of him. We can't get our whole team there quickly enough.
Yeah.
It was a nice collapse onto him, if nothing else, on 4 Zoomers, but still.
Oh, look at this triangle farm. PPD dropping the tombstone for vision, so Fear can just flat cannon them all down.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't drop the cooldown onto these Ancients. That's something that Fear has done a couple of times, but I guess he's like, all right, 90-second cooldown. We probably could use this for a fight.
Yeah.
from the tombstone.
They have much less magic resistance than they did before. They went from 70 to 50, right?
Yeah.
So call down a little bit more effective than it used to be.
I mean, back when calling on a lower cooldown, it was like one of your techniques for just min-maxing farm on the gyrocopter. We end up getting a double or a triple stack. Just drop the cooldown and then walk away afterwards if you're sitting at low enough HP. Mid lane, Brax scouts things out, but I don't think either team really wants to extend past the other side of the river here.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Both teams have their tier 1s. We've talked about how important these towers are, allowing you to show up to these fights pretty much immediately. They just smoke up. They're going for the wraparound. They got the BKB on the Terrorblade. This could be a big fight for them. They don't see Moo quite yet. He walks into a Hawk just barely, and Brax beelines on in the roar. The Terrorblade just melting this hero. Roll on from Snaking, but again, there's the BKB pop from Sammy Boy. Snaking goes down. This is not the fight here for Sadboys, as the Sammy Boy Terrorblade just doing so much work. Gunner, he's managed to find Fear as well for a moment. They buy back the Earth Spirit. BKB has expired. Chain Frost still available from the Lich. Nice defensive disruption comes in from Ocean. He gets the Demonic Purge. No, he does not. 2 heroes now falls down, but the Chain Frost bouncing, all the way over to DNM on the complete other side of the river there. I mean, they turn it. That's actually a decent save there from the side of Sadboys. A pretty costly defense, though. Costs you both buybacks of your supports, but they feel strong enough to potentially take the fight.
Yeah, and by the time Metamorphosis goes down with Sabina, just a couple seconds here, I think they will be able to get this mid tower in response. So overall, I think for the XP that you gave up to Zoomers there, losing several heroes, for that tower there, it ends up being about even in my opinion. But they're not done yet. Snaking, he's trying to get his hands on Sammy Boy, who does end up getting away.
So
didn't have that level 10 yet.
Yeah. Brax is just going to keep this level 1 Necro and go into the Solar Crest. We see this from a lot of people. They aren't really sure if they want to go for like Necro 2, Necro 3, or just this like into this like Solar Crest and eventually like Vlad's build. The level 1 Necro seems to do enough. It now has the Archer aura again. I think they removed that from the game for a while. And now they brought it back, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Oop, they did manage to find the Lich. The roll, the kickback right into the Gyrocopter. Super quick kill. He's almost got an Ags. I mean, he's 700 gold away. Ooh, the coil. It's found Gunner. He doesn't have his Yules available, but the defensive disruption. It's going to dodge out the first, but not the second call down. Allows the coil to expire. Gunner just goes back in. A nice silence from Snaking, catching 2, but Sammy Boy, the BKB, the roar, they get Fear, and now the Sinister Gaze finds Puck. This is the worst case scenario. Soul ripping that Tombstone back up. He does have Sunder available. Moo, he gets caught. Atos there to buy him some time, but the Remnant off the mark. He does have the Yules there to cancel that. Gunner in a lot of trouble. Another defensive disruption. The slow from that Frost, and oh my gosh, 3 heroes down. About to be a 4th as Undying is by himself. 4 Zoomers somehow find an incredible fight. At the 20-minute mark, too.
Yep. Invisor found over here, but Sammy Boy finally able to stand his ground with this BKB. I mean, this was such a smart pickup, rushing this directly after his Yasha. All this magic damage made it too hard for him to be able to do anything here. And now 4 Zoomers finally finding recovery. Look at the mid tower for themselves now.
Yeah, they get the mid tower. They force a lot out of these. I mean, it's 2 diebacks on the support, so they have increased death timers there. Now he does the Sanjin. Yasha is completed, but there's no one else close enough. He doesn't have Sunder for 30 seconds. The slowing of these heroes, though, from the Frost Shield. There's your disruption. The missile. Is it going to connect? It does. Holding him down again, but they're just a little bit too afraid. Snaking apparently does not care. Samuel, he pops the BKB and dies anyway. Snaking able to run away, able to survive. Oh my gosh, 50 HP. He's gone. Gunner, however, he has found DNM on the Puck. A couple more auto attacks. Fear trades a double kill there. He's able to take down Ocean. 2 for 1. I think you're pretty okay finding Sammy Boy Terrorblade there, right?
Yeah, I mean, the godlike streak given up to Fear. I mean, that's a lot of golden XP going their way. 3,500, in fact, only 1,400 for 4 Zoomers. Getting that puck. Sammy Boy, he waited way too long on popping that BKB. I think he just used it after the disruption comes out and TP's home, and there's not a whole lot they're able to do about it. Instead, he got a little bit gritty and ended up popping it anyway, so the BKB now down to 7 seconds, and it has been so crucial in these fights. As soon as they're able to blow him up with this huge amount of spell damage they have, I think they just lose.
He does have the strength Van Brace now, which is some great health and additional magic resistance. So this is a good item for him. And he's actually queuing up the butterfly as his next item. I am not so sure about that one. You're against Viper, Gyro, and Puck. I feel like this is the dream Eye of Scotty game, but I could be mistaken.
I don't think you're mistaken. I mean, I'm not about to question Sammy Boy God, but I'm questioning Sammy Boy God.
Yeah, me too here. Fear has that Aghanim Scepter completed after the fight, and now obviously the side gunner proccing Maelstrom is pretty nice.
Brax will have a little bit of time to recover. Finally gets to farm up the triangle for himself. I think all he gets is a small camp. All right, that's a little bit depressing. I take it back.
All right, Gunner, Aghanim Scepter now completed as well. So the AoE 2-second silence on Resonant Pulse is online. Very good ability.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Speaking of Aghanim Scepter, they're working on it on Puck right now, but he's still pretty far from it. And Snake King has that queued up next as well.
I mean, that Ag's coil break is substantial, and he could go with the shard for that additional pushback. If they find the Puck, they did for a moment. Gunner trying to get in range. Oh, he doesn't catch him with a Resonant Pulse. Very close. Gunner, a good attempt, but I think Fear's already TPing out. No, he's just farming. Shadow Demon might find him. Oh, he does. Uh-oh. Fear, you're on the run, son.
No, up in the trees.
Oh, he guesses incorrectly. Not going to get him.
Unlucky. So, yeah, Fear, he does end up getting away after this one. Fear's actually opted to not go any status resistance items at all. I think he'll eventually get the Satanic, but you know, this makes Gyrocopter a lot weaker, in my opinion.
They're coming mid on a smoke right now. They know that this is happening, Husky. His body is here to try and absorb some of this fight. Gunner, he's going to come on out, see what they can find. I think they're just going to sack the Lich. There's not much you can do here. It's just space for Sammy as he works on this Roshan. The Roar comes in onto the Earth Spirit. Sammy, he just pops his BKB. He gets the Aegis. Doing some work, but can they stop Fear on the backside? He's super tanky, and Sammy Boy has no BKB left. It was already committed. The Viper Strike on top of him. Nice defensive disruption to try and keep him alive. He's trying to just do what he can in this fight, but he's stuck inside the Roche pit. He's just got a TP. He's like, all right, I got nowhere to go. Gunner, he's TPing out as well. They disengage.
They managed to keep their position 1 and 2 up, but to the cost of the rest of their team. They get the Aegis there, but it's another BKB charge expended, and Metamorphosis now on cooldown. Sadboys, despite the fact they don't have the Aegis, I think they're happy to push at the moment. Get established vision and control over the triangle. That's exactly what DNM and Moo do. I think he'll throw another Toxstone at the creep wave first, though. Actually commits on, or tries to commit on to Gunner for half a moment there, and everybody will start to back up finally. But overall, not that big of a win for Zoomers despite getting that Roshan, right?
Yeah, I mean, the game is surprisingly even in net worth. Experience, a pretty big advantage for the Radiant, but the thing is Gunner has managed to get a lot of farm here over the last few minutes, and you know, heroes like Viper don't actually scale as fast. Like you usually don't have the ability to get, you know, as much farm as say like a Voice Bear as the game goes on. But I really just worry about this Brax Beastmaster. It has been pretty underwhelming this game. He has the Solar Crest, but he's kind of supposed to be the dangler for his team, but he just dies before he can do anything.
He does not the dangler, it's the dyer, yeah. Sammy Boy clears that catapult. I mean, if dangling he can't do, he at the very least needs to be able to draw some of the attention away from Sammy Boy and whatnot, but he hasn't been able to shove down towers either. I mean, they still have the tier 1 up at top. They haven't taken any tier 2s.
They're getting tier 2 bottom right now, so this will be able to secure them. You know, the bottom outpost, they could potentially try and defend top. It's falling very quickly, though. It looks like they're just going to try and force them back onto the high ground. You have Meta and 5. Guess that's their game plan. Gunner and Ocean are not close. However, Gunner finds an arcane rune for this fight, which could be huge. Sammy Boy Terrorblade, the meta, he's just going to start working on this tier 3. There's no fortification for this. They used it on the tier 2. A lot of damage coming into this tower. He might just commit for it. And with his illusion, he finds the kill. Gunner, he's just going to go in. He goes right onto the Viper. He's going to go down so fast. Sammy Boy finishes the kill. The Sunder onto Snake King. 2 heroes dead. They have buyback. A big win here for 4Zoomers. You still have the Aegis, the BKBs. Nothing really committed from 4Zoomers quite yet. If they can get a bigger kill, it would be Fear. Buyback status. It is available on a couple more heroes, but not on the Gyro. There is going to be the coil, the call down coming in. If they can take down Gunner, he gets the Yule's dot. Sadboy just standing his ground, but they will get two. Gunner, he's got to be careful. He's caught by an Atos, does have an Astral Step, but he gets silenced. He's not going to make it out, and Sadboy has to just BKB TP. A costly high ground.
A costly high ground, but I definitely think that one was worth it for Zoomers. I mean, they forced the buyback on snaking and move. The Viper goes down without buyback. These fights become a lot easier. Sammy Boy, I think, with Metamorphosis can very easily fight into Fear. Brax has to get out of here, though. If they lose several heroes here, they could just end up shoving down these tier 3s.
Yeah, he's super dead. There's nowhere to go. DNM's going to find that kill. I mean, they could force the buyback of maybe Brax. Gunner buys out. He realizes that he doesn't have to worry about this defense. Sammy Boy finishes up his butterfly, and now he's going Abyssal. I am so confused why there's no Scotty coming in this game. I guess he just needs, his idea is just do more damage as opposed to tank up.
I mean, that was one of the flaws with the last game. He worked on Abyssal Blade and the Aghanim Scepter on Nagasire in order to get more lockdown, but he ended up not being tanked up enough.
Yep. I mean, it is a good game for evasion. Don't get me wrong. Like, Gyrocopter doesn't want to build. I mean, MKB got nerfed pretty heavily, so no one really wants to build MKB anymore. As in the past, it was like, yeah, hey, oh, you do damage, you right-click people, buy MKB. Now it is more situational, and Fear is itemizing for a Satanic as we speak. Obviously, does not provide the status resistance anymore. It just provides more damage, strength, and the 200% lifesteal on active.
Yeah, which makes Beastmaster a lot better against the Gyrocopter, right?
Yep.
Before you'd build that Sanjin Yasha and Satanic, now
you have like
no
a 1 second roar.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
All right, they're looking pretty strong here on 4Zoomers. I mean, the game very even. It's pretty much what we'd expect here in the upper bracket finals. I mean, these teams very fairly matched.
Yeah, you know, going into this tournament, I've said it a number of times that I didn't think that Sadboys ended up doing that well. They just haven't had as much time together as some of these other teams. 4Zoomers looked amazing, but they're putting up a hell of a fight here.
Yeah, this is honestly so fun to watch. Big fan of watching this game, and
I love watching the Dota 2 as well.
Oh, man. Any big 20 talents, it's really just Fear's the only one who's there, and he decided to go for the 16 rocket barrage damage. So I'm assuming we might see that shard come out at some point, which hits an extra unit and increases the duration by 1. So a lot more damage.
I think the next big thing that's going to come out is the Aghanim Shard on the Puck. You know, he just finished the Scepter for himself, so able to push people out of the Dream Coil. Actually, a Psychic Headband on him. If he could find something like that. Sammy Boy got it, but he's on Zoomers.
Yeah. He also gets the Cloak of Flames, which gives him additional armor and magic resist. So this is very good on the Terrorblade. Because he doesn't really care too much about the burn. I don't think it works on illusions, does it? Oh, he finds a Titan Sliver instead. Never mind. Screw the Cloak of Flames. He's fine. Oh, the Roar. Mid. Oh, goodbye, Snake King. A nice little burst there from them. He has no buyback. Fear currently just TPing out of the tier 3. But, yeah, I mean, that's a great pickup for the Terrorblade. You were correct, though. Psychic Headband did drop, and it's going to go right onto the Puck. That 400 cast range, or that 400 Force Staff pretty much guarantees you're going to snap that coil on someone.
Away from you, 400 distance. So it's just a target enemy. It pushes them away from you.
Yeah, pushes them away from you. Yeah. It's like the Hurricane Pike, essentially, but I mean, that melee barracks, it's super dead. Fighting into this Terrorblade, I don't know what you do. You don't have Snake King to do anything, and he's just Solar Crest up. He has the Inner Beast Aura. Sammy Boy, tower hitter here on this Terrorblade.
Yeah, Solar Crest is doing so much with the Inner Beast, like you mentioned. The Catapult coming in as well. I mean, you have to fortify this.
Yeah, you absolutely have to, and they're going to probably back on this respawn here from Snake King, but they know he doesn't have it quite yet. He can never get these missiles off as Sammy Boy just targets them down with his clones.
End up losing half of the tier 3 tower in the top lane as well to position themselves close to the Roche Pit here. I mean, another 30 seconds till we see its respawn timer. This next Roche could end up deciding this game. It is very close. feel like if either team manages to break the high ground, four Zoomers especially, Metamorphosis, we saw how quickly it ripped through that Rax. If they take a fight at the Roche Pit when the lanes are pushed in like this, bottom and mid, I think they just win.
I'm surprised that someone like Lich isn't going for the Psychic Headband or something. But it's just for the cast range or something like that. But I guess he really wants the magic resistance from the Fan Brace. He's also sitting on the Glimmer Cape. But yeah, they're kind of just not interested in that item. The other jungle items, what do we get here? Cloak of... Oh, we get the Cloak of Flames and Ceremonial Robe? Or just Ceremonial Robe? Ceremonial Robe. That AoE, status resist, and magic resistance aura is pretty darn good.
Grab that on. Grab that on.
I'd put that on Undying, right? I mean, over this Quicksilver Amulet for sure. He has tons more mana to work with. And he's definitely just going to be in the center of these fights.
It's hard to say.
You could put it on Viper too, honestly.
Yeah, it's good on a number of people. There's a Quickening Charm as well, but Pucky wants to hold this Psychic Headband.
Oh, Roshan, an early spawn. They're just going to go right in. The Dire, they don't know quite yet. They didn't have vision of this. They're circling it now, but it might be too late. It's falling pretty quick. Taking a lot of damage here. He's drops that Tombstone. But they're not going to scout it in time. This is going to be Aegis and Cheese going their way. Fear grabs it. And he queues up a Divine Rapier.
All right, you need to shut this guy down now before we can come at you with a Divine Rapier and Aegis. Fear,
they smoke into him. They just smoked immediately. They want to go fight them.
Yeah. I mean, I think they have to... Yeah, Metamorphosis is off cooldown. They can take a fight. If they get pushed back on Sammy Boy and he gets stunned up because of this Psychic Headband and Dream Coil, it could be over for them. But other than that, they find a kill on the move right now while his buyback is still on cooldown. It is very big.
He has the best possible scenario here with his items, though. The Sanjin Yasha and the Titan Sliver. That status resist, the 34% will actually help out a ton against the coil, but you do need to be very careful. Level 20 on Lion, so you have that Conjure cooldown reduced. Any other big level 20s? We do see Gunners come out, so he's going to definitely take up that Astral Step recharge time. Now, it was nerfed in the recent patch. Mu also getting 20. Where are we at on him? So he goes the Viper Strike DPS since he has the Aghanim Scepter as well, reducing that cooldown. Gives you a lot of cast range and lower mana cost as well.
What they're doing, holding the triangle and cutting the creep wave in the mid, shoving in the top, taking the tier 1. The fortify will be up for them.
We might see a base race here. You're seeing 4 Zoomers go top, and mid lane, Sadboys, you don't push as fast. Okay, yeah, they're going to force them back immediately. There's nothing you can really do to stop that.
Yep. I think they were just waiting for... Oh, God. I thought they were waiting for Moo's buyback to come off of cooldown. That's done, but he doesn't have the gold saved up for it. He's going to need a little bit more.
Moo, yeah, he's still short. Sammy Boy finishes his Eye of Scotty. You know, we were wondering when he was going to get this item, and now pretty darn good.
Yeah, this is the dream game for it, right? I mean, all 3 cores on the enemy team, all ranged heroes. 50% slow onto everybody as soon as you manage to get an attack off. He's got the Aghanim Scepter, so able to spam with that Viper Strike. He does tons of damage.
Yeah, he really does. What's his shard? Yeah, the poison attack lowers armor. I don't know if you really care about the shard this game. You'll probably see a BKB come out. They smoke up here on the on the side of Sadboys, and they're kind of just jumping out of the base, seeing if they can find someone, but they've already disengaged from the triangle.
Everybody's going to be forced to get a little bit further back. I mean, you've waited this long at this point. I think now you try to stall things out, wait for Fear's Aegis to expire if you can. Keep these lanes shoved out as much as you can with these Sammy Boy Terrorblade illusions.
That's exactly what we're seeing here. Ooh, a nice enchanted quiver drop there. I'm not really sure who's going to take that quite yet, but very good on a lot of heroes. Maybe the Gyro, since all he's got is this Ring of Aquila. Not entirely sure yet. PPD also has a gem, so each team holding their own. Gunner finished up his BKB, now going for a Desolator. Oh, he will see Fear. You got to be careful here, Fear. I don't know if you want to go in, but there's going to be the coil. Samoy's got to be careful. They do have that Ags online. He's going to go ahead and immediately turn on the heat. Goodbye, Puck. Husky falling low as well. They get the first life, but BKB still available from Sammy. He's going to turn it on now. Look for Fear. The Sunder into the roar. They get him. He does have buyback. Moo falling down from this Yule's. Oh my goodness. The damage from the Terrorblade. And Gunner's not done. He's looking for Snake King, but he's not going to find him. They can force the buybacks.
It's only magical damage you're doing to Sammy Boy as well. I mean, in the duration of the BKB, he's invincible because of this build he's gone. But my God, does he do a lot of damage. Almost 9,000 damage coming out from that last team fight. It was all him. I mean, your team provided lockdown, but Sammy Boy, he has all of your damage.
You don't even need him quite yet for this high ground push, as you do have this Beastmaster. They force the buyback on the Viper. Gunner needs to be careful. BKB still on cooldown, 15 seconds, but you do have your Terrorblade en route. The big bad Sammy Boy ready to try and end this game. They're going to force the buyback potentially of the Gyro if they go to the top lane. Snake King, he gets caught by Gunner. He goes down. His buyback is also available. He goes right back into this game, but oh my gosh, what a costly defense. Puck respawning, DNM trying to find someone. Gunner, his coil doesn't get popped. He's able to hold his ground, pops his BKB. They turn on to Puck. He goes down, and now Snake King running the boulder. It's blocked. Gonna be protected from a Ghost Shroud for the moment, but he cannot escape. Oh my gosh, they buy back the Gyro. Void Spirit, Dissimulate, double Astral Step still available. He's just gonna get his TP canceled, however, by Snake King. Astral Step still available onto the other side of the creep camp, but Snake King is not done chasing. He will finally die.
To the ends of the earth, Snake King is able to chase you. Gunner does go down, but Gyrocopter forced to buy back with, what, 20 seconds left on that respawn situation. Had just gone horribly. And you managed to take that team fight there, but golden XP, it went the way of 4 Zoomers in the end there. Gyrocopter, he's not going to get that Divine Rapier anytime soon now. And 4 Zoomers, the game looks all but one for them. One set of rack left, and Sammy Boy looks invincible. Okay.
Oh, there it is. The Penta-edged sword.
I mean, you can't use this really on the Radiant. I mean, you get the extra damage, you get the maim, sure, but the extra attack range isn't going to mean anything.
Yeah, I think Sammy Boy still wants status resist. It's such a cool item, but yeah, they'll just put it on Gyro for the extra damage because it's better than definitely an Aquila.
Yeah, they put it on a Void Spirit though. I mean, that is hilarious. He's got a 280 attack range now.
I mean, he's going for Deso. He has Deso. He's not going for it. He has Deso. So now you have like a 300 damage Void Spirit. It's not a joke anymore. Like, this hero is going to do some serious damage in these fights, and he can go the Astral Step crit at 25.
Well, it's a joke, but Sadboys, they're not laughing.
Sadboys are laughing. Yeah, that's true. We're going to see some more tier 4 items drop. The Flicker as well as the Ninja Gear. The Minotaur Horn picked up on PPD. For the Dire, they get a Telescope Lens. Very nice.
Love Telescope. The Penta-edged sword also, whenever you jump through a bunch of people, you have a chance of maiming them, and you lose the 20 movement speed and 60 attack speed.
The 60 attack speed might be the most ridiculous part of that, right? That is a lot.
Suddenly you're not trading with heroes anymore. And Fiora, he needs to be able to pop the Satanic and get his attacks off in order to heal up in these fights.
He went the Demon Zeal. Okay, I wasn't sure if Sam was going to do this. He had the Axe queued up, picks up the Shard, which allows him to convert 25% of his current HP for 25 movement speed and 50% increased attack speed for 6 seconds. While in melee form, it's 50% more effective. Only has a 14-second cooldown. But, I mean, we'll see when he metas. Like, he can just destroy and pump out so much damage in these fights. BKB obviously still available, taking a lot of damage. Oh, BPD, you need to be careful. They're going to go ahead and run onto the Terrorblade on the backside, but he's protected. The Glimmer Cape is there. A Yule's going to set up a nice remnant, and oh my lord, the damage from this Terrorblade is just too damn much. He's got so much attack range as well. He sunders off Ocean, and he's just going to keep going the Demon Zeal, dude. Look at him go. Look how fast he is. He's just bouncing around the melee barracks. It's about to fall, but Gunner on the backside just making so much space for his team. Fear pops his BKB, but the damage is there. Gets roared off. Sammy Boy just standing his ground. Pops the Zeal again. Fear, he cannot run. He's just dead. Unbelievable. The Sammy Boy Terrorblade, something you have to be terrified of, and he just crushes Sadboys this game.
Crushes them right into the lower bracket where they'll have to play against Thunder Predator tomorrow. So 4 Zoomers, they're going to be going to the grand finals.
What an incredible series, man. I was so excited for this one, hoping it wouldn't be a 2-0, and it did not disappoint. This was looking so close for Sadboys. They had a pretty good lead, but just had no way of shutting down this late game Terrorblade, who finishes 15-1. Sammy Boy, he did 36,000 damage dealt in this game. Just an absolute monster.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see look exactly at this graph and coincide when the BKB was picked up on Sammy Boy and when the game started to turn around with the XP and net worth and whatnot. But it definitely felt like that Yasha then going to the BKB directly afterwards is what won this for 4Zoomers. I got amazing performance out of them. I'm going to shoot Sammy Boy a message real quick. I promised someone in the chat we'd try to get an interview with Ocean, so we'll see.
Ocean will not do an interview. I know that. We know Ocean pretty well. I can assume that they will definitely throw almost anyone else in here before Ocean as far as the interview goes. But yeah, what an incredible game. An incredible series. And as we mentioned, 4Zoomers will be moving on to the grand finals. And, Sadboys will be moving on to play Thunder Predator in the lower bracket. So what an amazing series. Super, super exciting. Let me go ahead and throw the bracket up here so you guys can see what we can expect for tomorrow. So we'll be starting with the lower bracket finals, Sadboys versus Thunder Predator, a best of 3 into a best of 5 grand finals of 4Zoomers versus that winner. So, I mean, they've had an incredible tournament. They finished pretty much near the top, had one of the strongest starts in the group stage. And now showing, they want to prove themselves to be the best team in the tournament. But we'll see. They've got one more series ahead of them, and it's going to be a difficult one. It's going to go either back up against Sadboys or against the Kings of South America, Thunder Predator.
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on, Neph? Do we have an interview?
Looks like Husky. Sammy Boy recommended him. I'm sure they're talking to each other over comms real quick. We got Brax last time, but I'm excited to get somebody who's less known as a streamer.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of this guy, so let's get him in here. I won't be able to throw his face on screen here, but we'll get a look at him.
Okay, never mind. Looks like we're getting Gutter instead.
Oh, very cool. We're getting one of the Zoomers. One of the Zoomers is getting in here. We're going to do a post-game interview and just see how they're feeling about that game. I mean, that series, rather. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. I'll just allow Ricky to keep you guys going with filler until I get Gunner in here.
Yes, plenty of filler. Oh, I'm trying to find the series here. Ooh, No, nice. I was looking back at game 1 because I wanted to remember a little bit here. And I forgot. This was the Sammy Boy Wraith King and Gunner Invoker game. A very stylish game 1. Game 2 was quite close though. Let's take a look. I'm gonna bring you all back so you can see our beautiful faces here. Neph, go ahead and say hi to everyone. For the record, everyone, in case you're wondering, we're casting directly from Mistwoods. So if you're wondering, where we are in the middle of the Mistwoods patch right now. This is where we've been casting from for the last few days. So it's quite nice here.
All right.
Big fan of it.
I'm going to drag him in technology.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we've lost my face real quick. Gunner, congratulations on
Share
making
your
it to the
face,
grand finals.
Neff. I need your face.
Okay, I got to turn my face on. Apologies in advance, Gunner, for what you're about to do.
Should I turn my face on too?
Sure. We
Gunner,
can
you can go ahead and turn your face on. Yeah. We'll get your face on here. How about that?
Awesome. Thank you for joining us for the post-game interview. How's it feeling? My first question to you. Sorry to interrupt. I'm super excited to have you, man. My first question before anything else, Brax rounding out your team. That came out of nowhere. How does he round the team off, man?
Well, one of the things we lacked was like a strong in-game leader. Like, someone more experienced to basically tell us like shut the fuck up when we're talking too much in game.
Absolutely.
Or to vocalize more. So for me, like normally I don't talk that much, and it let me like not talk as much, like because I used to have to talk like a little more, but now I like don't say anything and he just says everything. So it's just nice to have like a more vocal player.
Do you think that comes with a little bit of experience? After all, you
Yeah,
guys are a bunch of Zoomers, and he is the
yeah,
boomer of the team. I hear,
yeah. That's why it's 4 Zoomers.
yeah.
Can't
Has
have
to keep
5.
the trend.
Yeah, you can't have 5.
I'm sure Ricky has way more questions than me. He's a massive fan of all of you. He goes off about it after the calls every single day. Ricky, I'll let you take it away.
Wow, thanks. Now I look dumb. All right. So Gunner, game one, I was doubting the Wraith King a lot. And it seems like you guys
Really?
yeah, so we weren't really sure how the patch had really affected this hero. It seems you guys have really made it work. The game one draft, was it something you guys have practiced before, or is this just
We
like kind of
I
the
don't think
ogre
we started on
invoker?
the new patch, so we just kinda went in. The Ogre Invoker is like a classic. I really like Voker, and Husky ends up playing Ogre like every game. It's like easy Sunstrikes.
Mhm.
Exhort's back, so Voker's even more fun now. Quas Spikes is fun, but like you Tornado EMP like 20 times in a row and you start getting old.
It gets a little boring.
Yeah, like hitting the Sunstrikes, it feels cool even if they're chain stun. So
Yeah. All right, that's fair. Neff, you got a question for game like 2 or game 3 real quick?
Absolutely. I have tons of questions. Game number 2, it felt like they took all these scrappy fights. It looked like they were outplaying you. I mean, you had the ability to win these team fights in game number 2 if you got like the Ravage Cataclysm off. But DNM, he played so sick on that Storm Spirit, and
mm,
he kept on getting jumped on top of by that Blink Dagger Night Stalker. It felt like there was no counterplay. The number one thing that stuck out to me was the lack of the BKB on Sammy Boy, which you ended up getting right away in game 3, and I think that's what won you the game. Would you
yeah, so I like messed up the early game and I like traded with the Storm and died or whatever, so my game was really slow.
Mhm.
And then we had an idea with this Naga eggs that was gonna like win us the game. But it ended up not working as we thought it would, 'cause
Tell
it
us the
pierced BKB,
plan.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we thought it would pierce BKB and it was not purgeable by BKB. It's like we would song on the Storm and net him, and even if he pressed BKB, it'd still be rooted. But it
Mhm.
actually works like Trial. So like if you net him and then he BKBs or it moves it. So then our
Oh
Naga had like a
no.
4,000 gold item that didn't really work for the plan because you can't really net a Storm when he's like constantly jumping, right?
Yeah. Unless he
So
goes out of mana, right? That's the idea.
yeah, so we kind of had an ags that the game ends. We're like, well, if this was a BKB, we won the game.
Yeah.
It's a
It ended
live
up
and
letting our
learn
Naga,
scenario, I
yeah, like
suppose.
our Naga couldn't stand in front. Like he gets silenced by the Night Stalker and then chain stun, and then he's like, wait, maybe? Oh, I'm dead. And then
Yeah, well, when you're up one game in the upper bracket, I mean, that's when you're going to experiment, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta experiment a little. But
uh,
that's best of fives. That'll be fun.
Oh, best of
best of
fives is
five.
going to be a lot of good times.
One last question. How are you enjoying the patch, man? Mistwood. I mean, this has been a long time coming. We were on 7.27 for 5.5, almost 6 months. It's been driving me insane.
Yeah, same. New patch is nice. Shards are fun. It's like you want to get all the new shards, but then sometimes you're in the game and you're like, man, I really need this item for like damage or something. But there's a shard. Like a Monkey King. I needed BKB one of my games, and I was like, but the shard, I can go fast. So it's just fun to play. The new hero's fun. A little crazy in pubs, but
Yeah.
it's just fun to play.
I was gonna say one of my follow up questions was gonna be about the shards. Do you feel like some of these shards or new ags are kind of a bait to a lot of heroes builds because, like you said, you feel like you still need your standard items, but you're like, oh, the shard is pretty neat.
Yeah, like some heroes, I think it's core. Some heroes, I think it's like, some games you do it and some games you don't. And then some heroes, it's like you can't really get in your build until really late. Like the TA one, I was trying it and it always ends up like you need your Blink Deso BKB and then it's like, oh, I need more damage. So you never get it. But I think it's like the same like Ags, right? Like some heroes, like you buy Ags every game, some you never buy, and then some you get like sometimes and not.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
I think it's pretty hero based. I like them.
All right, final question here. You guys made it to the grand finals. Congratulations.
Been a while.
Which team would you rather play, or do you guys feel good enough? Do you guys feel confident enough against both Thunder Predator, or would you rather have the rematch against Sadboys?
I think we're confident versus both. I don't really have a preference for who I play.
Ooh.
Whichever one has more fun in the best of 3. You know.
Who do you think's going to have more fun?
Uh Thunder Predator looked really good versus Beast Coast today. And Beast Coast owned us, so
Yeah.
I don't know, probably Thunder Predator.
Well, some teams just adapt better to patches than
Mhm.
others, right? It's like you're a
Yeah.
master of the meta or you're a master of the actual game
Yeah.
itself. I kept bringing up. Uh, God, that was everything I've got. Ricky, I'll let you close things out. Or Gunnar, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, get your shout outs,
No.
man.
Get your
Shout
shout
out to
out
my
then.
team. It's nice to be in a best of 5 again. It's been a while. So hopefully we have some fun games.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. An incredible performance so far in the tournament. Like, you guys had a great group stage and an amazing run so far through the playoff bracket. And we are super excited to watch you guys tomorrow in the grand finals. So, enjoy some pubs and messing around tonight. But
yeah, I can't wait to play 12 hours more pubs. That's just my night.
fantastic. Love to see it. Gunnar, thank you so much. Again, congratulations. And we will be seeing you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your night.
All right,
Love
Neph,
Gunnar.
good to have you back here, sir. Again, congratulations to 4 Zoomers as they have earned their grand final spot. Honestly, well deserved. Like, they have been a solid team this whole tournament. We kind of said going into this, day one, they looked like one of the best teams, and they've made it to the grand finals. Neph, you said it. You predicted this.
Yeah, I predicted them coming out the top of the upper bracket. That didn't end up happening, though, did it? I mean, Beast Coast, looking amazing all of a sudden towards the end of the group stage, and then all of a sudden dropping right now, just beating Team Brazil 2-0, but losing 2 of those 3 lower bracket losing the 2 of the 3 actual playoff spots or playoff matches that they did. Looking forward to it just like you. It should be interesting seeing this lower bracket match. I'm not sure who's stronger between Sadboys and Thunder Predator, to be honest with you.
I don't know either, man. Thunder Predator looked ridiculous today. Like, those were some of the biggest, like, just outclassings we've seen in the tournament. And it wasn't against, like, a pushover team. It was against Beast Coast, who finished, like you said, top of the group stage. And they've been looking good all tournament. And then suddenly just get 2-0'd by Thunder Predator with what looked like complete ease. So now, Sadboys, they've got their work cut out for them. But I honestly think these last 2 series are going to be amazing.
Yeah. Same with me, but it was a pleasure bringing you this game or these games, everybody, today. That's got to be it from us, I think.
That's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time at the BTS Pro Series Season 4 Americas. Obviously, big shout out to our sponsor, Monster, for keeping us energized all day long, giving us everything we need to cast through all of these games. And that's going to do it. Make sure to check out Neph on Twitch and Twitter. You can check him out at Neph Sensei. His tag's on screen. You can do the same for me at rkryptic. But we're going to do it. We will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful evening.